been back and forward. Not like he's not like a cowering dog with his tail between his legs, but he definitely has a nervous aura about him. Like he's worried about the next words that are going to come out of your mouth, whether he did something wrong or. But he's kind of sitting there expectantly looking at you guys.
I would. Go ahead, Cal.
No, go for it.
I was just going to tell him there's no reason to be nervous. Did you know that he's evil?
And he looks down at the body on the floor. I'm not sure you can ever be sure of anyone. Yeah. He's a mean bastard for sure.
Are you safe? Are you good?
Trying to figure out what happened to our guild leader. I suspected him. He looks a little sad now, and he goes, I guess I'll never know.
He's not dead.
He's not dead.
His eyes lighten up. No? And he looks over at the guy. He looks pretty dead.
He definitely needs some healing, but our magic won't work, so we did our best to stabilize him for the time being.
Wait, the guildmaster is not this guy. This is the second in command.
Yeah.
So is the guildmaster dead?
No, he's the one that fell into the lake or pond.
But does Donahue know that?
He's talking about the guildmaster that we found assassinated with a pin before we went into the Underdark.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, thanks for such having a great memory.
Sometimes.
Yeah, his name was Half Pint.
He's the one that Emus was initially supposed to meet with, but we all decided to go.
Darn.
Yep.
He seemed like a good guy.
Yeah, I barely remember that conversation I had with him.
Shall we
looks
go
around.
see?
He says, if you need somewhere to question him, I'm sure we can come up with something.
Well, that might be a good plan, but you might have to answer, hopefully, to the headmaster of the college. By the way, I'm going to go check to see how he's doing over there.
And a little bit begrudgingly, because I know what happened the last time I followed Emus. I'm gonna go with him.
So I,
Where'd you
like,
find me, dude?
without saying a word, Emus starts heading over towards that lake. I'll walk around the girls, grab this guy. He's like hogtied or whatever. I'm grabbing the rope, like, not too ceremonious, but
yeah, he's like nothing to you. You're able to easily just hold it.
Not trying to hurt him, but just like, I got him. And I'll walk in the same direction.
Okay. I'm going to annotate. I'm not going to move him around with you, but let me annotate. Asmer Simmons. Unless you get to a spot, then I can stop you. All right. I know I asked this a lot, but I need passive perceptions again as you guys come up to that area.
17.
18.
14.
10.
Emus and Calamacy, you two both hear, as you approach the kind of pool of water, far off in the distance, very, very far, in the direction of where the instructors went and where Archon the Cruel is. You hear what is very familiar to Emus, the sound of an orcish war horn, very, very far in the distance, kind of echo out. And you would also know war horns kind of being the orcish ceremonious announcement of a rage occurring as a beckon to all nearby orcs to kind of like raise up a war party kind of deal.
What?
Yeah. So you hear that, and then the floor is yours again.
Do we see anyone out in the lakes or pond?
Yeah. So as you guys approach, hearing that far off, you can see kind of against the rocks in this area, a figure that from the distance looks kind of hard to make out. He has a beard. He has these very like bluish lavender garments wrapped around him, very similar to this picture here. A large brown leather kind of wizarding cap.
I
And
wonder.
go ahead.
I was just wondering. I wonder if he fell into the lake over here because he hit like the anti-magic field and he kind of fell down. Yeah.
That was my suspicions.
Oh, snap.
I'll
Y'all are
wave at him.
smart.
Oop. He was just going for a swim. See you later.
I'm going to meet him on his terms. Wet.
Yeah, I guess we walk over to him then.
Okay. As you guys come up, there's this kind of lackadaisical kind of not really paying attention to surroundings, blatantly dressed as a wizard sitting there looking like this man here in the picture. There's this long twisted staff that's like this combination of this birch, like a birch white kind of material, and then this very dark, almost like obsidian red kind of wood that are twisted and tangled in each other. And in his hand, well, it wouldn't be in his hand because he's currently dumping water out of his boots. But next to him on the ground is that staff, and then adjacent to that staff, there is 4 kind of maybe a foot long silver feathers with this like crimson color on the. It's hard to explain. Like this, not spine, but do you know how they have like half of the feather is silver and then the other half is like not the whole half, but it's tipped with that crimson or whatever color it is. But this color is crimson. And they appear to be these griffin feathers laying there. And he seems, as you guys approach, he seems kind of nonchalant and more concerned about dumping the water out of his boots than acknowledging you guys.
He doesn't react to the fact that we got this dude tied up with us.
He doesn't even look over at you to see that you have a dude tied up.
Oh,
I didn't really even bother going over there. Like, that looks like a detour to me. So I just put the guy down on this side of the lake and sit. You guys can handle whatever, talking something.
Emus is gonna very kind of urgently and loudly.
The gentleman turns and he goes, "Oh, hello. Sorry, don't mean to be rude. Bit of a
Sir,
pickle."
we are the ones that asked you to be summoned here.
Turns and looks at you. And he's like, "No, I'm terribly sorry. I was speaking to Mariah, actually. I don't recognize you."
Yes. We asked Mariah to contact you.
He turns towards you guys, slaps his forehead, and jumps up. "Oh, of course." And he slides on his boots, and he grabs a hold of his staff and picks up the 4 griffin feathers, and he gives them a shake. He goes, "In fact, these are for you." He kind of looks around and shoves them into his breast pocket. And then he kind of, almost again dismissing that you're even there, gets completely squirreled like ADHD, turns and is just examining the sky from the area that he fell down from. His hands on his hips and he's stroking his long beard, just lost in thought, thinking.
We need to talk to you about Elviro.
And continuing to look at the sky. Yes? What is it?
Well, he attacked us. I think he also put some form of anti-magic if you're a good person, maybe? Because him and a few of his cronies can still cast magic.
His hand stops stroking his beard and he is like stops in his hair, holding on to it, now kind of gripping it, and his hand kind of goes into a fist. Takes a deep breath. I see. And as he says, I see, you guys hear the ripping of some kind of missiles in the distance back towards the Wizarding Guild. You can hear what sounds like people yelling out enchantments and casting spells that are ripping through probably about 200 yards off to your guys' north. And the wizard's eyes get ripped there. And he looks back to you and he says, quick introductions. Apologies. My name is Aurelia Marshone. It's a pleasure to meet you. Takes a bow and he's looking off in that direction, but he doesn't appear to be like making a motion out towards that. He seems stuck on this kind of whatever happened that made him fall, and he's sitting there thinking and stroking his chin as you guys are like giving him more and more information. You defeated. Give me a rundown of everything.
How long have you been gone?
Scratches the side of his head. Probably a couple hours. I don't know. You get the idea. Just looking at this guy, he doesn't seem like he has the greatest grasp of.
Time.
Yeah. Seems kind of like very whimsical and lost in kind of his own little world.
Well, sir, since we arrived in this town, we have had an incident where the monsters at the arena were intentionally set free upon the townsfolk, and we had to intervene to stop that. Then the leader of the town tried to assassinate us, and then we
He
took a
turned
little.
into a dragon and we killed him.
Yeah. And then.
Lord Barnett.
Or
He's
we
like,
Yes, sir.
sent him down into the hells, maybe?
His eyes are like raised eyebrows looking at you, like he's still listening, but he's definitely in shock to hear what he's hearing.
One of the most important things that I want to know is how did the master that you left in charge have powers to do magic? And I'm hearing magic coming from the north, but we have lost our ability to do magic. And I think it has tied to the portal that Mar Simmons was having the wizards keep open, I'm pretty sure. Do you know anything
Portal?
about it? Yes, there's a huge portal and monsters came out of it and we defeated them with the dragons.
Holy.
Yeah,
So,
look at us. And I
About the
point over
time
to me and
that-
Emus.
about the time that what's it called? That Bezoit started talking, I'd get back up and pick up the guy and start heading over towards you guys, because like the conversation's taking a lot longer than I was thinking it was going to take.
Donegold, who was just sitting there silently and awkwardly next to you, seeing you get up, like, just follows like a puppy.
Cool.
Yes, it seems like my connection to the weave is disrupted as well.
I
It
believe
must
it
be
has
the
to do with
ward.
that portal.
They must have corrupted the ward somehow.
That's centralized at the school?
No. It's called the Hilted Flames of Rectitude. We have to get there first because my connection to the weave is. And as he's speaking, there's a massive explosion that comes from Wizarding District. Smoke begins rising up into the dark sky. We need to do something quick. Please,
Let's go.
follow me. And we're gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna move everyone.
Rope us, baby.
Hmm.
Right when I get there, he's like, "We've got to do something." And I'm just like, "Well, okay."
All right. So he begins running back towards this area. And he's running, and as he's speaking, he's pointing up to the top of this hilt on this sword up here. It's kind of, for you guys, I'm sure it's hard to, definitely probably can't really see it. But on the
can't
top of
help
this
but raise my
sword
cat.
hilt here,
Mm.
he's pointing to that, explaining that that is the hilted flames of rectitude.
Cool.
Type that
So,
out.
before we round this corner, I don't want those wizards, even if they're paying attention, to see that I've got the bad guy tied up. So, I'll just kind of put him there.
No,
It's gonna dump-
bring him with us. We want him to be seen. We want to figure out what's going on. Why do we want to hide him?
Okay, so I'd put him down. I wouldn't be quiet about it, and then when you say that, I'm like, what? Oh, okay. I pick him back up, and go on to go with you guys.
So as you guys come to this area, you see these wizards that were there still casting. As you begin running up, getting closer to the portal, Donegold actually kind of holds back and hides behind a tree. And these people are not supposed to be here.
What is
Um,
Donegold's deal, man?
I'm good. Oh wait, Donegold. Okay, cool. He's the dwarf rogue.
There is, okay. As you guys approach, you can see the wizards still casting their spell and hearing the commotion of feet coming running down the muddy street and the psh, psh, psh. They turn and they see Aurelia, and their eyes widen and a look of panic sets in that you guys haven't seen on their faces before. And they seem very shocked to be seeing him like he's not supposed to be. They're upset that he's seeing them do this kind of deal. Are you guys wanting to do anything before we progress and move closer?
Does he notice it?
If you were to check his face, it would probably look like his eyes were wide and full of tears and sadness and anger.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to look at
Mm.
Emus and tell Emus, take that healing potion, please,
Which healing potion?
that you took off of Marsimmons.
I didn't find one.
Yeah, you did on his belt. That's the first thing he said you had.
No.
He was looking
No.
for one. He found a dark purple potion and a potion of slickness.
Yeah,
Oil.
the
Hi.
I thought you said the very first thing he found, he had one healing potion.
no, it wasn't a healing potion. It's a potion that you guys have seen before. It's the potion that restores a spell slot.
Yep.
Oh,
Hmm.
a lot of good that does us.
Correct.
Mm.
I was just clicking on things. I'm sorry. What was really funny about that is Mike had to click approve to let it go through.
No, I didn't.
What did you put? I didn't see.
I did a laser attack on Calamity. Just
Oh,
As you guys approach,
Love beam.
continuing forward, seeing his face, he stops actually short, and is taking a moment to just take in the scene and analyze his betrayal. Are you guys running past him? What are you doing?
Emus is
I'm-
going to stand behind him and say,
Yeah.
"So what should we do?"
same.
No, I'm
Any-
just still holding the guy. I'm just following his lead.
Simmons reaches into his breast pocket. He pulls out the 4 feathers, and he pulls from his waistline a kind of long knife, almost verging on the form of like a dagger, but kind of just a oversized knife. And
Marshone is the last name of this guy, right?
and he takes the knife, and where the 2 woods of the white and the reddish black converge on his staff, that area where it meets, it almost seems like it's not just overlapping, like the wood itself is molded together and has become, what's the word, kind of like a homogeneous material. And he takes his knife and cuts a sliver of the staff off and with those feathers and that sliver, he reaches over to hand it to who would be closer to him right now, Bazoit
Cal,
or
I think.
Enos.
I just moved up to right next to him, but slightly behind.
So you're the closest.
Mhm.
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay. I didn't know if the tokens were where they were, if anyone would have been closer or anything. He reaches out and
Where
gives
I
you
am.
those. And he says, hold on to these should we get separated.
I nod and grab them.
He gave her all 4 feathers.
All 4 feathers and a sliver
Yeah.
of his staff. The feathers seem very similar to each other.
Bookie, you
turns.
did you give me your bow earlier or not?
Yes, along with
Okay.
all 11 arrows.
Got it.
He turns, sheaths his knife, and pulls out the short sword from his belt. And with a knot in his throat and it's hard for him to say it, he says, "Kill them."
Mm.
And
Are
what are you
you
guys doing with
sure
that?
they have to be killed? They can't be subdued?
I'll head over. I'm trying to hide that I'm going to fight them, but I put Marsimmons next to Marshone as I walk by, and keep walking over towards this guy on the right.
He shakes his head no and says, "Whether they know it or not, their hearts have been claimed by Shar." He's going to rush forward, and as he does so, seeing him rush forward with his sword drawn, the wizards are going to roll initiative.
Oh boy,
guys-
here we go dying again.
I lost control over
You mean
Bazoid.
killing?
Yeah, because we're in initiative.
Lovely. I wanted to hide behind a tree.
That's what Emus did.
I tried. He took control over me too quick. I have like no life.
Yo.
Actually,
Boogie's initiative is 12.
oh, we have to roll initiative too? Tag nabbit.
That's what initiative means, yes.
I rolled
Yeah.
14,
One upper.
right?
Emus did 22.
Run away! Run away!
And so I got Boogie, Bazoid, Emus, and Clemency's a what? 13?
13, yes. I'm a one upper too.
How rude.
So,
Oh, and of course, one of their wizards goes first.
seeing you guys approach, Cormazar drops the casting. As soon as he does so, you can notice this instant kind of shimmer in the portal, and then it stabilizes. But when you guys had, I had said that it was like almost like without Mr. Vision, you could almost see like without any special capabilities in your eyes, the kind of energy going off to the northeast. You guys remember that at all?
Repeat that one more time.
Yeah.
Okay, so like how it was even without Mr. Vision, you could kind of see the energy drifting off towards the
Yeah.
woods.
Yeah.
So when he drops his casting, the amount of energy heading off that direction drastically decreases.
Hmm.
And he's going to yell out in a pained voice, but he's going to yell out, "Headmaster, no!" And he's going to run forward.
If he kills his headmaster, I am going to be so mad. So mad.
Were they tricked into doing this and now their hearts are evil because it was linked to Shar?
Or maybe they volunteered for this.
Well, they seem torn up and guilty that someone they admire is seeing them do this act.
Or maybe just shame and guilt that they got caught.
Who was it? Calamithy or Bezoit that was doing all the or Boogie that was doing all the investigation earlier with the wizards? That was like all up in their grill and
That was
That was
Cal.
I did some.
yeah, I think I did too.
I think the one that was hardcore was Cal, though, because she was just getting ready to kill them when Agatha came.
But my Arcana rolls were abysmal.
I'm talking about from their perspective, who did like the most investigating and like most digging in. Do we remember? Because I felt like it was Bezoit, but
I did the very first time,
Uh,
but I haven't messed with them since. It's
Yeah.
been Emus and Cal.
I
And
think it's
Boogie.
Cal then. Yeah, because Cal and I tried really hard.
And these guys weren't there when I was doing it. It was the other team.
he runs forward and says, "It's falling apart. This is all your fault." And he reaches forward and casts at 5th level Firebolt at Calamithy.
What the heck? Why do they get to cast?
Because they're evil in their hearts.
Yeah, they're tied in with whatever magic is going on.
Well, seven to hit
Oh, it definitely misses.
with a +5, by the way.
I currently have a 17 armor class.
Well, damn, that was his. Let me see something.
Cal's
Yeah.
like, not today, Satan, not today.
And seeing himself missed, he's going to look back and bonus action Misty Step to. Boogie, it's your turn.
Kill him.
Time to attack this guy.
As he's getting ready to cancel his own incantation, this
Is that
looming big
considered-
bugbear comes over.
Okay. I will start with 2 attacks on him.
Caitlin, I believe you had to have to be here for.
Within 5
Yeah,
feet.
she would have to be within range in order to help out.
You said you're doing what?
I'm doing 2 melee attacks on this guy.
Okay.
Is my sword getting the extra +1 stuff right now or not? I guess I could just
Believe
tell you what it gets
not.
without. Yeah, without any bonus, it's 21 to hit, and then 24 to hit.
So both hit, regardless.
Cool.
But no, you do not currently feel any magic emanating from your sword. How much damage did you do?
I'm rolling them.
Okay. One little thing while that's being rolled, I think you guys would hear pretty loudly the sound of like out towards the way of the college. Horse is kind of wrestling against an individual. I forgot to mention that, but as you got, that would have been heard back kind of towards the.
Okay. So on this, it's 12 and not 12. It's 5 damage and 4 damage, and for the second attack, I want to make it a tripping attack. That maneuver.
Okay. Do I need to make a strength saving throw, or
Yes, strength saving throw. And I'm gonna add some damage to that second hit.
you rolled a 12?
Five extra damage for slashing, so that's 5, 4, 5, 14 total slashing damage on him. What the heck is that DC? I'm not sure. Sorry. It's got my proficiency added, so it's gonna be more than 14.
Yeah, I believe it's it's 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your strength modifier.
Okay. Yeah, so 12 definitely doesn't beat that.
Okay, so he falls prone to the ground. You slash him down. As soon as you do it, he hits the ground. Blood comes spurting out of his mouth. He's a hit or two away from death.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do my third attack on him.
Okay.
This ought to be at advantage, right?
Yes, now that he's on the ground.
$24 to hit.
Hits.
Another one. Okay, 4
Hit
slashing.
another one.
4 slashing.
Yep.
Coming down again, cutting into him. He yells out in pain. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
When he falls and his casting ends on the portal as well, that energy reduces again in half. Now just this kind of shimmering trickle, almost like a mirage, floats towards the northeast rather than this kind of seeable thing.
Do we have any magic return?
No. As Aurelia walks forward with his sword drawn, he approaches him and he says, Jalathar, God, how you've fallen. I'm just putting you out of your misery. And he comes and strikes down, straight down into his heart.
Mm. I thought Boogie just killed him.
No, he's near death. And as he comes slicing down, puncturing into the wizard's chest, you hear this kind of air escape, and then his body lays completely lifeless. And with his face covered with his large leather brim and the rain dripping down off of him, his kind of grim look to his face, now a little bit of red splattered in his beard, really looks towards the next betrayer. He begins walking forward. Zoit.
I am going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am going to. I think I can go one more step. Yeah, I can. I'm going to take one more step. And I'm going to take one of my javelins out. And I'm going to throw it at this guy here.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
12.
Actually, surprisingly, that hits because he hasn't had a chance to put on his mage armor.
Oh, thank God. I was like, that's it. I'm done. All right. 3 plus 1d6. Got a 6, 7, 8, 9 damage.
That's what Mercedes gets for overworking them, dude. They've been working more than 8 hours. They haven't had a chance to put on their mage armor. Damn. What's your damage
9.
total?
Yes. And because is this considered a melee weapon or no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, melee is basically everything except thrown and shot stuff.
Okay, yeah, I figured, but I thought I'd ask.
Oh, he's trying to get that little bit extra. It goes flying through, ripping through his shoulder, and he yells out in agony as the blood splurts into the water behind him, kind of dissipating. Couple fish coming up, grabbing at the blood. Calamity. Is that the end of your temper's weight?
Yes.
You've got
Calamity.
extra attack, right?
Only for a melee weapon. That's why I asked.
What?
Is that true?
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it's if I use a melee weapon, I got 2 attacks.
I challenge that.
Well, I don't know how to find out if that's not true, so
I'll look
Melee-
real quick.
always what I've been.
There's like only
Doing.
one class that doesn't get 2 attacks.
Well, there's some classes that have it written that if you make a melee attack, you can make another attack.
Yes.
But I don't think that it's paladin. I think it's written that anytime you make an attack roll. Let me pull up my thing real quick.
While he's looking that up, you do have a second javelin, right?
Yes.
Cool.
I have 5 of them.
Nice. I might have to start getting javelins too. That seems pretty sweet.
I only have 4 now. I'll have to pull this out of him.
Oh god.
Come
like the
back here
party-
with that.
I feel like the party's a little bit like, just you motherfuckers wait till we get magic back.
Yep.
Which is funny because it's like I'm not even like a magical oriented character. It's just it happens that all my gear is magical.
So now that nobody is working on this,
No, there's
Portal.
still
There's
one
one.
person. I've got my eye on him, but I'm waiting to see if you can actually make a second attack or not.
okay. He's still casting on this portal even though his comrades are dying around him.
So here's
He
how it's
hasn't
going
had
to
a
go.
turn.
Beginning at 5th level, you can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action. So you can throw 2 javelins.
Nice. I want to do that then.
Ooh. That's really interesting.
Okay. $19 to hit.
Hits.
And 7.
Looking nearly bloodied, another one comes in, it's smacking right below the second one, rendering his right arm pretty useless as it kind of dangles there with flesh hanging off of his shoulder.
Nice.
Calamity.
Okay. I
I just want to throw this out there, Sam. Sorry to interrupt, but I never thought I'd ever hear the sentence, someone's coming at you with flesh hanging off the arm, and you'd be like, noise.
As I hit him with the second javelin, I want to look back to see if I can see Emus and give him a nod and a jerk my head over to the guy I'm hitting, like, get him. But I don't say a word.
So I bonus action dash because regardless I was going to have to reach him. So I did it on the other side to possibly get advantage if I don't off him with my attacks. And I'm gonna swing at him. Rolling
Those 2 javelins go flying through the air. The sound of a punctured lung of Boogie's downed victim and Aurelia shoving it into his chest. This nimble little fighter rogue dashes across and gets behind this caster. His eyes widen and he drops the caster.
26 to hit.
Hits him.
Nice. 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do my sneak attack damage. So that will be 5, 5, 2, 12. So 12 plus 13. 26 damage total.
Hey, as you come up and slice him in the back, that's just the one attack, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he looks not dead, but panic strikes across his face and it goes kind of white and blood spurts from his mouth and then begins trickling down his chin. He's looking pretty rough.
Uh, 15, 16, 23 for my second attack.
Hits.
And before he dies, as I make my attack, I'm gonna say, I'm sorry you chose this route. And that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage.
Says the gnome that sold her soul.
And with that, those words hanging out in the air, he falls forward into the mud, turning the brown dirt into kind of this red soaked mess.
Hey, we're pretty BA considering we ain't got no magical stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Yes, yes. These unsuspecting wizards are quite weak, aren't they? Yeah, I weren't expecting this. Okay,
You
Calamus,
weren't,
is that
or
the end
they
of your
weren't?
turn? They weren't. I don't think I was either. I didn't know where you guys were gonna go.
Yeah, that is all I can do.
Jalathar is dead.
Edward.
And
is
you just
dead.
killed Edwir. Emus.
Is this
Okay.
guy begging yet or anything?
You're the worst paladin.
It really is like
When I'm a good paladin, your guys are like, dang. And then when I'm a bad paladin, you guys, dang.
You're like the Iron Fist. Like the you can be righteous or bloodied. Like those are your two
Well,
options.
actually, I guess it kind of makes sense. She's oath of like retribution or whatever it's called.
Vengeance, I believe.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
oh,
It's
that
like-
actually kind of makes sense. Yeah.
let the bad guys pay.
Yeah.
That's what she's
Begging
all
me
about.
for his life on his knees yet? He knows I know he probably has family, right?
So is this dude's trying to run, right?
No, he's just standing there last I knew.
He Misty stepped away.
Yeah, he
right.
missed. He stepped away, but he's
Oh.
currently facing you guys.
Oh shoot!
Okay, Emus is going to kind of clumsily handle Boogie's bow since he's not really used to it, and he's gonna pull the bowstring back before realizing he hasn't picked up an arrow yet, and then he's gonna go back and grab an arrow and notch it. Gonna take a shot. Boogie, could you give me the stats for your bow, please?
It's a bow.
It's just a normal bow,
It's +1, but
which doesn't work right now.
right. So
Is it a long
Yeah.
bow or a short bow?
long bow?
Long bow. Perfect.
And hands on his hips. He's like, "What is it? Not good enough for Mister?"
The damage
So-
is 1d8 if you hit.
Yeah.
Plus, your dex.
So it's Dex plus my proficiency, right? Because I'm proficient in the weapon.
Right to hit.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So 5, 10, 22.
Hits.
All right. And loose an arrow straight into his chest. And I need to find a D8. Where are my dice? Sorry, it sounds like I'm woefully unprepared, and that's because I am.
All right, we won't hold it against Emus.
Well, this is embarrassing. 1 point of damage.
Plus your dex.
Oh, plus my dexterity, right? So 5 points of damage.
So an arrow comes landing into his thigh, and he yells out, "Ah!" Is that the end of your turn?
Kind of embarrassed. Emus goes for another arrow,
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
and this one is a 21 to hit.
Okay. Roll damage.
And
He doesn't need magic to
it's
be the
gonna
man.
do 9 points of damage.
Okay. So another arrow comes flying in, now hitting him in the hip instead, and he yells out again. And that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
And he casts greater invisibility on himself. And let me make sure that he can do this. Yep, so he touches himself, and you watch as he.
Oh my! Oh, he touches himself. Gross.
You do it all the time.
Damn, Sam.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where are you today?
I don't know.
Blood, gore, sex.
She just had her feet cleaned.
Well, that's probably my problem. They only did my hands.
Aw.
So I'll
She's
head
like, I'm
off.
done fast and bring on the sin.
I'll head off over in this direction. And if I ever get within 10 feet of him, then I will know.
Okay, so as you're just walking and swinging.
No, I'm not swinging. I've got blind sense, blind sight. So I will know exactly where he is when I get within 10 feet of him.
What is that from?
My fighting style.
Gotcha. Let me see exactly where you're walking. I had to help Gar real quick. Okay.
Okay,
And you'll know as soon as you get within how far?
10 feet.
Okay. Is that as far as you're going?
No, I'm going to... He was facing backwards, but then he got shot. So I'm going to dash.
So as you get right here, you can sense a person in front of you, and you can, as soon as you get this close, you can smell the copper in the air from the blood drenched from his wounds. If you had a higher passive, you'd probably even see the blood trail running up that way on the ground.
Okay. I will get right next to him and point at him.
Okay. That's it.
Yep, that's all I got.
Okay. Are you trying to intimidate him?
Nope. I'm going to...
You're
Like, my entire idea is somebody else shoot at him. But I'm not even saying anything. I'm just...
Gotcha. I see. All right. So yeah, with your left hand raised, pointing right here.
I think that would be pretty intimidating either way.
Yeah, thinks he's safe, and then this big ass bugbear comes and points directly at him.
And just like doesn't say or do anything. It's just like, yeah, that sounds terrifying.
A little bit.
Like, what
Turning
is
back
that
to
thing
his party,
casting at
not
me?
even. Yeah, it's like turning back to the party. Boogie doesn't even give a shit. It's just like, yep, he's here, kill him.
As you raise your finger and point right at him, and then turn, looking at your party, you can hear, with your sensitive ears, this kind of swallow, this kind of nervous. And turning and looking at Boogie with this murderous look in his eyes,
Not yet.
Aurelia begins walking forward with this just seething anger. Bazoit.
Oh. I actually am not going to do anything because out of fear of hitting Boogie. So I'm just going to pass.
Huh.
Fine with me.
Okay.
All right. I could make it 90 feet. I could bonus that. Wow. Is that deep water? And would it make it like hard terrain and slow it down?
Yeah, that's definitely gonna slow you down. Don't you have a swimming speed though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, equal to normal.
Yeah, so it won't slow you down at all.
Okay, so I can make it to right there with a bonus action dash.
You're gonna surround him.
Okay.
Oh, it even got to go farther from when I picked it up. Cool.
You just sprint right up to him and stare him in the face. Or where you think his face is.
Yeah. um, I would look at Boogie and ask him, am I close enough?
Boogie would be
No,
pointing
you
right through
don't
him
you?
to you.
Oh, you don't have it. Shoot.
Like Boogie's would be pointing
Yeah,
right.
and my daggers aren't working right now. The dagger of blind sight.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, you're good.
Well, then I would swing in the open air between us.
As you run up and pull your
I don't
sword
think you
and
have
look at
the attack still.
Because it
I'm
was a
not-
bonus action dash to get here.
Yeah, but I mean, you walked 80. Do you have a normal walk of 40?
Oh shit, you're right. My math is off. I'm sorry. That's 30, 60. It would be action to get here, so no, I can't swing at him.
Oh, I
As
guess
you
you walked
pull up-
70, but okay, cool.
and get ready to and draw your sword. You hear a figure that you cannot see. It's not possible. Amos. Is that the end of your turn, Clancy?
Yep, that was all I could do.
Amos.
Okay, so where is Boogie pointing currently?
It's kind of blocked for you. It's on
Yeah,
the other
that's what-
side of
I'm pointing
the other
directly
side.
between me and what's it
Yeah.
called?
He's pointing right here.
How much movement speed would it take for me to clamber over the fence?
How high is the fence? Fence is a 4-foot
That's-
fence.
that's
If you had a
kinda
running
hard, dude.
start, yeah, if you had a running start, as long as you pass an athletics check, it won't cost you any movement.
As long as I what?
Pass an athletics check.
Okay, so I'm gonna run up, vault over the fence. So that's 40 feet. What is my movement speed again?
Probably 30.
30 or
Uh,
35, I think it went up 5.
Hang on, let me double check. Yeah, because I don't actually remember.
How good are my legs feeling today?
Why is my movement speed not on here?
Because you're on roll 20 or D20, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You might be able to get a clearer shot just heading to the left.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll up. Well, I don't want to shoot with you without being able to see the target with you guys so close. Especially with arrows that I'm not used to using. So 40, and then I'm gonna dash. Or, no, I'm gonna dash for 60.
What's your athletics check?
1 second. Athletics
Figure
check.
that out before you dash anywhere.
Oh, it was really bad. 7. I rolled a
Okay.
2.
So it is going to end up having your movement speed then as you go to leap over it and the back end of your foot catches on the top half. Someone hadn't repaired their fence and the board split upwards uneven to the other board. Could happen to anyone, but it's going to half your movement speed as you head over.
All right, then I guess I just stop here and try to like recompose myself.
It halves his
Alright.
movement speed for only that 5-foot spot, or for the rest of that point.
Well, it doesn't matter because even if I run up anymore, I can't do anything, so it's fine.
It does matter though in the sense of he is right. It doesn't have your movement as a whole. It
Yeah.
has your movement for this area of crossing.
I get it.
So, have is a bad term. It doubles cost for this portion.
Right.
Okay. Damn, you guys got him cornered. He is going to action disengage. 5, 10, 15, 20.
That's a pitiful state to be in.
You hear this kind of and he runs off, heading. You can hear him running for the first little bit off to the south. Boogie.
Okay, so he was going directly south at that point, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As you stop right here, he's to your right.
Okay, I will swing at
You
him.
guys suck. I can't even if I take away your magic. All right, go ahead, Boogie. What do you do?
I'll do a
Freaky
couple
little
swings
hunter.
at him. It's just regular, awesome sword.
Why don't you just grapple him so we can like not kill him and have the
Why?
headmaster deal with him?
The headmaster said he had to die.
Well, and let the headmaster do it.
You already took the swing. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Shoot, I rolled them and then I picked them up.
Don't do that.
I could just estimate what I thought they were.
No, just re-roll.
Yeah, just reroll.
Okay, cool. These were by and large better, I think.
Well, don't leave us waiting.
21 to hit, 23 to
Hits.
hit.
Hits.
No, I'm okay.
5 slashing,
I'm gonna have
then
hot
and then 9 slashing.
So the first slash, as soon as it comes in, hold on, let me check real quick. He needs to make a. The first slash breaks his concentration, and he lurches forward, coming out of invisibility. The splat of blood coming out, and your second slash comes in, bringing him to the ground. He seems to be dead. He lays on the ground before you. The rain still coming down. The tenseness of combat ceasing. You guys can still hear what sounds like growing combat in the north. Maybe not combat isn't the best word for it, but like growing commotions, like people yelling, screaming, sounds like people banging on doors.
Oh no.
And
Man, we
Emus
had a good
inside
call
a
evacuating everybody to the south.
Well, no, what I'm thinking right now is that Emus incited a panic and everyone's evacuating when they didn't need to anymore.
We sent everybody south.
yeah, you guys sent everyone south. You guys hear the commotion coming from the north and the wizarding districts towards that area. You can hear it almost sounds like I don't know if you guys would have been exposed to the knock spell, but it's like people are using magic to like bombard doors. Like it's these very loud that are echoing throughout the town.
I clean my sword off on the wet grass and grab this guy and start walking back.
Headmaster, can we close this portal?
We're gonna have to. We need to find a way, but first, we need to get to the fire on the hilt. I fear they may have corrupted it with some kind of hex bag or something. I leave that to you. I need to get back to the. It sounds like My students need me.
What do I need to? What do we need to do with the hilt?
My assumption's correct. I think that maybe Mersimmons put in one of the necrotic hex bags within the flame. The flames will not hurt the hex bag, but it needs to be removed to drop the corruption on the ward.
Emus tries to transform and sprout his wings.
Into your angelic form,
Yeah.
like you did last time.
When
Wink,
did I
wink,
last use it?
He
Well, you
did
tried-
attempt.
You attempted back when Mersimmons went down.
Oh yeah. Shit.
Well, it
As
was
you-
like during the fight, right?
As your mind imagines that happening, you feel that familiar pulling at you, that teasing, that like tantalizing sense of unlimited power just out of your grasp. You can have it if you just say yes.
Emus is going to pull out an arrow of swapping. Oh, which probably won't work. Fuck.
Yeah, there's a good chance it won't work.
Damn it.
Your
Okay, I
mic's
don't
off.
do that.
But if you almost went into angelic form this time and you couldn't before, it might.
Don't do it.
No, I'm being tempted to sell my soul.
Oh.
Or tempted to go on to Shar's dark side.
Yeah.
Yeah, something even worse.
It's good old-fashioned climbing, buddy.
Oh, are you
Okay.
good at that?
So before you go moving any minis, are you? That's the plan. Because right now, as you walk up, you guys are discussing that. Let me let you know where the NPCs are and everything. So, where did you put Marsimon's body? Back here? Did you leave it back here?
Yeah, I left it back.
No, you dropped it right next to.
It should have been about here. Wherever
Yeah.
Marshone was like, hey, we've got to kill all of those guys, then I would just like put it beside him and
So
continue
currently,
on.
Agatha's chilling next to Marsimon's body, and coming back to reality, Marshone is looking at Boogie, who you're carrying that mage, right?
Yeah.
This face of disapproval is what he's wearing, and he looks at you and he kind of like motions to the ground, like, leave him. He's beyond help.
Okay. I just kind of drop him right where I'm standing. Don't move. And
now-
don't move, I mean.
Now that you guys have a little bit of a closer look on his face, this guy has striking similarities in facial structures. He looks very similar to your guys' old headmaster, Solomon. A very striking resemblance to the man.
Ooh,
But
I
he
like
looks
that.
he looks at you and he says, "Can I trust you with this?"
Probably.
not.
What's this?
If you're successful and you can get the hex bag, if it is a hex bag, as I think it might be.
Hey, Mike, are you using your
Yeah,
non-good
hold
mic?
on.
You're kind of quiet.
And now for my mic of the theater.
Thank you. Much better.
So he looks at you and he says, if my fears are founded and it is what it is, grab the hex bag and meet me back in the Wizarding District. If things go poorly, just get out of town. Take that sliver I gave you. It's complicated. I wish I had time to write down the ritual.
Emus is going to actually turn around and take off for the store over here. He's going to break out into like a full run to come over here.
Okay. He runs off.
I'm gonna holler out, get some healing potion.
And I'm going to yell back, I'm getting a rope!
He looks at you and he says, find a holy spot, place the sliver in the ground, place the feathers around it with your horses that I've been told you have. If you don't have horses or any other kind of four-legged animal, the ritual won't. Pray for mischief for guidance. I need to go. He runs back towards Wizarding District. full tilt. What are you doing in there, Emus?
I'm gonna try to just go straight in and be like, rope. Where's rope? We need rope.
The door is currently, as you come up, the area is quiet, and the door seems left slightly ajar. But there
Okay.
doesn't appear to be anyone inside.
Well, I'm gonna go in and start looking for rope.
All right, as you walk in, you realize that you have free access to Zvergikin's store. As you look around, there's no security, there's no shopkeeper, nothing. Make an investigation check for me, please.
You got it. Wow, 7. I keep rolling 2s today.
Okay. So it takes you like a solid. And let me die for it. How many minutes does it take Emus to find some rope?
A lot of rope.
Jeez, it's not obvious?
Like 300, 400 foot of rope.
Are you looking for like to tie people up kind of rope?
No, I'm looking for a rope where I can tie it to an arrow, shoot it up over the hilt of the sword, and we can use it to climb up.
Oh, I see. Okay, so yeah, it takes you about 2.5 minutes of rummaging through the store until you find a sizable piece of rope that's about 250 foot long.
Just one? There's not more rope?
No, there's one big, long piece of rope. There's other smaller ropes that are about 50 foot in length, but the longest solid piece is 250.
All right, I want to scoop up like all I can under one arm, so like maybe the big rope and like 1 or 2 smaller ones.
So you got a 250 foot, and you're getting 2 of the other ones?
Sure.
250 foot. So you have a total of 350 foot of rope right now.
Okay, and then as I walk out, I'm gonna pause at where he has all of the archery equipment, and I'm just gonna grab a random handful of arrows and throw them in the quiver and walk out.
Jeez.
Okay.
Healing potions?
So you grab 7 arrows. I love how Bazoid's not even like, you're stealing. She's like, you could be stealing
Healing
more
potions.
Jeez Louise.
Hey,
All right.
I'm not stealing to be steal. I'm stealing that because it's practical right now, and I actually need them.
This is for the greater good.
Yes.
Emus's chest back at the ship, he paints on top of it, greater good. Okay, so in the 2.5 minutes that he's gone, the headmaster has left. What are you guys doing?
So, Emus breaks out into a sprint, and that guy's like, "Can we trust you with that?" And it's like, "Okay." I'm no slouch when it comes to like climbing and stuff like that. Does it look like something I could do somewhat easily? The lowest I can possibly roll on athletics is a 14.
Yeah, I think you're pretty confident that you could, at the very least, the rocks leading up to the hilt. Yeah, you could confidently climb up those.
So I might have to build something in order to get on top of the hilt.
Well, yeah, you're not close enough to really see the condition of the whether it's slick surface or not.
Yeah, just
If it were not a slick surface at all, does it seem like I could climb it without it being slick?
If it wasn't slick and it had footholds, yeah, probably.
wait for me to come. Go ahead and climb up the base.
I
and,
don't
wait
know
for me
you're
to come
getting
back with the
rope. You just ran off to the store.
Yeah, I know, but okay, well, fair. No, I yelled back. I'm getting rope when Bezoit yelled at me, "Get some healing potions." I said, "I'm getting rope."
Oh, is that so? I
Yeah.
missed that. Cool.
Retconning, Seth. Not just kidding.
Okay, well, shoot. Wait a minute. If he said he was getting rope, I'd freaking help him out with that. Because that seems like something that we need to do.
Okay, so as you head into the shop with him and it's completely empty,
Does
are you
his
taking anything?
um does his investigation roll getting helped change how long it takes us to find rope?
Yeah, maybe if like if you guys would have gone originally, but I don't want to go back and change it.
Okay. Yeah, well, anyways, after thinking for a bit and then helping to, well, shoot. No, I don't steal anything. Like, and if he grabs the arrows right at the end, all I'm doing is noticing that he's stealing arrows. Like, I didn't really do anything. So, no, I'll just leave, and if he wants any help carrying rope, I can do that, but whatever.
Okay, so is the rest of the party just waiting on them to get back?
I
Fine,
would
so
have
we did.
started walking up to the sword.
Yeah, I'm
So
following
what-
Cal.
Okay, I need both of you. What are your base athletics?
I am very athletic.
I have a 14 strength and a +2 athletics.
I have a 16th strength and a +7 athletics.
Okay. Bazoit, you are able to climb the rocks without any kind of trouble. Calamity, I
Am I
need you to
able
make
to use acrobatics?
explain to me how.
Or why wouldn't I just help her?
It's
You've
true.
gone and changed the game.
Second. No, we're gonna use athletics.
Okay.
But you're welcome to
DM
roll it at advantage as she assists you up. What?
DM says no.
So 10.
At advantage?
Yeah. My highest roll was an 8.
Okay. So while the party is gone, you guys come back to find Zoit up on top of the rocks, attempting to assist Calamity in climbing the rocks, but they're having a hard time getting up at the area that they chose to go. The rest of the party approaches. You're all, as they approach with the rope. God. Heathens.
As I approach Agatha, you need anything?
No, other than maybe carry this guy.
Huh. Sure. And I pick him up, bring him with us.
You all are together. Zoit, Calamity, you guys are at the base there as they approach. All now together, looking up. You can see the once blue flames. I didn't have any green flames to do it, but the once blue flames at the hilt are currently green. This very kind of deep, mixed with bright greens.
Okay,
you
I'll
guys come up to
proceed
it?
to start tossing people up on top of the
Well,
on,
okay.
on where Bazoid is.
He
I was
misses
gonna say,
shaking
why
his
don't you
rope. Let me
toss
get
me
that
this?
rope.
Toss
it
me
would
the
be
small
smarter to
rope.
get up there.
Yeah, if we can claim all, yeah, because I was thinking I would come over here, and so I can shoot it up over one of like the hilts or something.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
if
shoot
you
it up
resisted
over
at
one
all,
of
then I'll
these.
just move on to another person.
Yeah, yeah. Emus is going to come over here to position himself to fire a rope up.
When you get higher up, that takes several feet off needing that much rope. Like
Well, it
up
won't matter
here,
for
it
me
gets
because
you
if
taller.
right, it doesn't matter for me though because if you guys are up here, then I'm just shooting the rope for you guys. See what I'm saying?
Rope might be heavy to
Okay,
shoot,
all
but
right. I'll
whatever.
climb up. I'll climb up with you guys. Okay, it's fine.
Okay, cool. Tossing everybody up to where Bazoid is,
Mhm. I'm catching him.
including a body.
You're
And
not
I'll climb
coming
up
through.
too.
Boogie tossing everyone up. This monstrosity of a man. or a goblin, I guess, throwing people up. As you guys approach, coming up to the top here, this massive flock of birds, almost like in a panic, comes beelining from the northeast forest, like this massive, all sorts of different birds and fowl, flying towards the south. And in the distance, you can hear a very far away, but a boom, boom. Sounds like drums have started. Boom, boom.